according to Ayurveda also, we should allow blood to flow,
Yeah,
not to stagnate. But after childbirth, the pain comes bit
lesser.
yes, because the uterus has contracted and it has delivered, relaxed. it is expanded. So the blood flow will be easier. The people who are using menstrual cup, they also know how to insert. Of course, by compared to cups, I think the period panty is better.
Welcome back to the Life Grids conversation. So, this is part 2 of a conversation with Dr. Ramya Bhatt. You must have watched the episode 1, which had amazing information. This episode is nothing less. We are going to talk a lot on the blood texture, the period delays, and even we spoke about the tampons, menstrual cups, and all other different sanitary pad, the effects and the side effects. And we also touch upon the taboo subject of abortion and consuming the eye pills, over the counter pills to avoid pregnancy. So there's a lot more valuable information in this episode. Please watch till the end. I'm sure you will carry amazing information from this episode. Let's dive in. So the blood will flow if 3 days?
Stops on its own.
Yeah, but what do you mean by it will automatically is?
Of course, because hormones should stop. No, if the high level once the progesterone goes to peak, automatically the estrogen will be down.
But today
Estrogen goes peak, progesterone will be down.
No, but why did you mention that it has to automatically stop? Is there now forcibly it is?
Yes, see nowadays I see the children
Huh. Huh.
getting their periods 1 month, 2 month. They
Okay.
come to me asking for medicine to stop it, or there will be continuous spotting.
Okay, so that is not healthy. These are all definitely. So a healthy person, one is 23 to 35 days. The second thing is it has to be 3 to 5 days. Then the flow should be normal with cloths on the second day where the egg is going, that a person will know it. Anything beyond this is unhealthy.
Yes.
Now
See,
we
cramps are very common.
why cramps?
See, uterus has to contract and push it out. So obviously there will be
But
some.
there are some people who don't have any pain. They don't even know.
See, it depends on. See, Vata Prakriti people are very sensitive.
Okay.
We call it as a pain threshold.
Okay.
They're very sensitive. They are not able to withstand the pain.
Okay. Got it.
Got it. And some people are very, they are
Physically
yes,
strong. Their way they are built is they don't feel pain, but for every uterus it contracts and there will be some.
Yes, because it has to go out, right? Obviously, uterus has to contract.
Wow. Okay. So it is only that whether you realize it or you don't have the threshold. So the pelvic pain. One is that uterus is thing. Now
Because the nerve innervations are there. Obviously, because the uterus nerves are connected to so many places, right? So when the uterus is pushing, contracting, obviously you get pain in your thighs, back.
Oh, this is the reason the thigh pain and the back pain.
Nerves are
and
same, right?
Okay. So during the periods, we also have this very common thing like mood is bad.
Swings, yeah.
Why is
One
this?
is because of the pain.
Okay.
So there will be mood fluctuation, and because the blood is going out, our energy level is also very low. And the third thing is the vata aggravation. Vata is connected with our mind.
Okay.
Because the vata is flowing downward. There is imbalances, mood changes, mood fluctuations.
Even in 20 years back also you saw so much of.
Yes, the difference is nowadays you listen to your children.
Okay.
In 20 years back, people used to say it's very common.
Children listen to us.
Yes, that's it.
Okay.
So you might have seen menopause also. Some people go into depression
Yes.
during the menopause.
Actually.
But some people are not. They know how to balance it.
It again, so very individualistic. If we have Ayurveda.
That is what, when it comes to Vata Prakriti people, what the character of the Vata Prakriti people are, they are more of Rajasika. They are always wild. It's their nature.
And they're fast.
Yes.
Okay.
They have short temper. They express everything.
Hmm.
So their level of mood changes is high.
And how will the good uterus health and good menstrual health, how will their periods be?
Normal. I mean, see,
There
there
will
will
be
be some little amount of mood changes, pain, everything will be there. But they know how to tolerate, that's it.
And for kapha?
Kapha Prakriti people they're very lazy. I mean, their flow is limited to 3 days.
Okay.
Because it is kapha.
Oh, okay.
Because the movement is very slow.
Okay.
Okay, of course it stops on its own. See, all the 3 Prakritis are not disease. They are natural things. If you have a Kapha Prakriti, it is not abnormal. It is normal.
But
But the aggravation, that is what I told you, Ati Yoga, Ayoga and Mithya Yoga is abnormal.
okay. And pitta will be how will pitta
See, Pitta
menstruate?
Prakriti people have more tolerance capacity. They are more Satvika Guna people.
So their menstrual health will be kind of
See, you might have seen some children roll down over the bed,
during
scream.
periods,
Yes. We consider, I mean, it is a typical Vata character.
Okay.
Whereas Kapha Prakriti people, they just go and lie down.
They sleep off.
Pitta
Complete-
Prakriti people, it doesn't matter. They move on.
They balance it.
Yes.
Kind of. Okay. Yeah. So the another thing is like now one side sedentary lifestyle, no physical work at all. The other side, another segment of people overwork.
Yes.
Even on periods, I do yoga, I do strength training, I run, I jog. What do you recommend for a normal woman to do during those periods?
During the periods time, it is better to take rest. You can do your normal activities, but no vigorous activities at all.
Why?
See, vigorous activities puts pressure on your uterus. It increases the vata, leading to severe, dysfunctional uterine bleeding. Because it is vata, right? Movements, if you're increasing your movement, the vata increases.
Okay, so it is like trying the energy tries to go up, and hence you will recommend
Flow increases.
a normal casual walk also would.
That's okay.
That's okay. But if I have to put
No.
pressure and run,
No lower abdominal exercises, no lower abdominal pressure. You might have seen in olden days the menstruating ladies
had their own 3 days of some magazines. Even I have gone through that. There was my I used to go to my Ajji's place, and there these 3 days we had to be
Yes, because
separate.
it was joint family. There were so much of work. We are not supposed to put pressure on the uterus. So they said, see, if you are along with the people, obviously you do one or the other work. So they said, you just go and take rest.
Spiritually, there is a lot of other things. Scientifically also, there is ions, negative ions, and your apana vayu ends up going and it will impact others. That's
a more of a thing is, uterus is nothing like which brings the offspring. So we have to take care of it.
Yes, today we think it is one more organ there, and we
see, just like the Prakriti, right? See, if you're taking care of your land, it gives you very good plants, fruits, flowers, everything.
Yes, so taking bath is also something. Immediately you spot the blood, then they ask you, go take bath. What is this?
It's for the purpose of hygiene.
Okay, that's it. Nothing else.
Nothing like that.
And there is also another concept saying that those 3 days you don't have to take bath.
No, see, the don't have to take bath is the olden days concept. Where to take bath, you have to go to some far distance, take the water and come back. So because you are taking rest, 3 days you don't take bath.
Today it is attached bathroom, so you can
take even 2 times. Maintaining hygiene is very important during the period.
That doesn't impact my vata?
No.
It will still be okay if I take.
You're not going to swim, right? It's only taking bath.
And what kind of warm water, cold water, anything?
Not cold water, obviously. It increases vata. It's better to take warm water bath. Okay,
so during periods, it's always good to have a warm water bath. And that also gives a comfort.
Yes.
And you explained the legs aching or thighs paining or back is all because of the uterus contracting. So it is natural.
It's natural.
And there is one.
See, of course, see, if you have a cyst, fibroid, or nephrotic, there are some complications. Ovarian cyst, there also you get pain, severe pain, but that pain is different.
This for healthy person, these are all normal. They should know that this is when it goes beyond the threshold is where they need to feel alarmed
Yes.
and take help or change lifestyle. There's one more thing which is very, very, very advised is if you have during your periods before marriage, they say after marriage, ella sari hogutte. Everything will be all right once you get married. What's this?
No, actually, there is no much, relation to this. Even I am seeing patients also, even after marriage, their pain continues.
Okay.
But after childbirth, the pain comes bit
Lesser.
yes, because the uterus has contracted and it has delivered, relaxed. It is expanded. So the blood flow will be easier.
Okay, it's more related to the childbirth.
Yes.
So if you were, even if it was your regular healthy periods you had and after marriage and after your childbirth,
Yes.
it would be optimal.
Usually it is not after, because I have seen my parents telling that after the childbirth it becomes normal.
Yeah,
It is not after marriage, it's after childbirth.
it's after childbirth. And that one is because the uterus becomes relaxed and, oh, interesting. Okay. There are different types of uterus. Are there different?
Yeah.
Okay.
There are different types of uterus. It depends on person to person. But it is not harmful.
What is a different type of uterus? Actually, this was an information from when I was just trying to research on the topic that we are going to
Yes,
discuss.
it's like anteverted, retroverted. So one is towards right side. Its opening is like the uterus. The uterus shape.
Yes.
One is facing right, one is facing left.
Does it? Is there any reason why one is facing right?
No, nothing like that. See,
It's natural.
your
It's again its creation. The diversity is what makes it
Yes.
special, and that doesn't have any implication. Why I'm asking this
See,
question?
anteverted uterus, it is very easy to conceive.
Oh, okay.
Huh. Because the uterus, the mouth is facing left.
Okay.
And the right side is usually emptier. Left side, you have all body organs.
Okay. That was my question actually. Is there any?
Right, retroverted, it's bit, the space is not there.
Okay.
It is not, it matters for conceiving, but still, they are also able to conceive, nothing like that.
Correct.
It doesn't matter much.
If you're
But
healthy.
small uterus matters.
Oh, that is another type. Small uterus is a type of.
Yes, it's an abnormality.
Okay. It is not.
Normal is different, abnormal is different.
So
It is not completely grown, it is small.
why is it small for some people?
It is abnormal, it is not completely grown. It may be genetically also.
Mhm. It's not lifestyle related.
No.
It is something which I am born
It's
with.
anatomical. Anatomical things are not lifestyle.
Okay. That I can't do anything. That is genetically for whatever reason it is. So conception.
Some people have, that is, ovaries are small. Some people have small uterus. But it affects in conceiving.
In normal menstrual health, it is not a problem. Okay, interesting. So we discussed about this PCOS, uterine fibroids. How do I avoid it for my child?
Physical activity.
Yes, okay.
Because all those extra growth or extra things are lifestyle only. That is what I said. Ahara vihara.
See, physical activity today, I can't go back and start grinding. Mixie is something which I use.
You can go for yoga. You can go for a simple walk. In olden days, just to catch the bus, we used to walk at least half kilometer.
Okay, it's fine. Let's
Now we start our vehicle
Yeah,
gate itself, right?
yeah. True. Okay, so physical, at what age the child should start be physically active for the.
See, the more you do physical activities, the periods will start exactly after 12.
So you're saying from the time of from the baby time itself, you should.
Because we should allow children to play outside, right?
Okay. Today everything
See,
is
the more you play,
different.
your height also increases. You grow tall.
So physical activity has to be there forever, even before menarche. It's not that if the menarche has to happen at the right time, which is 13 And or 13 or 16.
Yeah,
13?
after 11, we can say that after 11,
Okay.
not before that.
Okay.
At least they should know what period is.
Yes. So physical activity is one thing. Before I ask the next question, I am very curious to ask, do children know what periods are? And
Of course, nowadays every school explains about it from second standard itself.
that is, see, one is theory. But the moment you saw a blood from your private part,
Nowadays children are very, they are matured enough to understand. Immediately they'll go and inform school teacher itself.
is there a curiosity or is there becoming happy and satisfied that they're matured?
They are very happy because the other classmate
The peer,
Yes.
to the friend has become
they think
matured.
that, yeah, I got it.
It is more become an achievement.
Yes.
So the earlier they become, it becomes
Earlier it was like, stress.
like,
My God, why blood, this, that, everything. Because I've seen patients 20 years back, I've seen children crying.
Hmm.
I got blood.
Today they're happy.
They're happy.
They celebrate.
And once they see the blood 20 years back, they used to go into depression. My God, what is this happening?
Today there is nothing like that.
Nothing.
They have accepted, they have known.
And they announce it.
It's like a badge.
Yes.
And do children want to become matured much faster?
See, once they comes to know all these things, they will be eagerly waiting.
Okay, now they became. After that, what is their attitude today?
Yeah,
Is
that's
it-
what. See, once they start experiencing it, of course.
They don't like it? Now that is but my question. Not everyone enjoys their menstrual health. They don't enjoy their periods because it comes with its own discomfort. Even if the pain threshold is higher, still there is an uncomfort because there is something going. Nobody enjoys, but does that impact our physical? So, what will be your recommendation? Should I start loving my health, my
See,
blood?
I'm not asking you to love it. I'm asking you to accept it. Yes, these 3 days are meant for suffering. Yes, I have to withstand my pain. That's it.
Once you accept it, then it becomes okay, and that attitude, that positive feeling towards my uterus, my pain, and all these things will make it better. Okay, and we'll come to this question.
Yeah, but I have seen 50% of the children, once they don't get their period next month, they are worried also.
Okay. That will worried for what?
It depends on the parents. How do they explain it to their children?
Okay.
My God, I didn't get my periods. Maybe some problem in me.
Oh, they take it very serious about that. What about the sanitary napkins? Earlier, at least, what I'm talking is around 40 years back and all, cloth was the thing, and we used to wash it, use a cotton cloth. Usually, parents' sari or good soft cotton cloth is where it was used, and it was washed and then it was dried, sun dried, and then reused.
But they are the most healthiest form of sanitary pads.
And I also have read that this cloth, whatever we are using, should not have any stitches. It should be like a torn cloth where the edges are not set so that these tissues, this blood gets stuck so that washing becomes difficult. So it should be like a plain cloth
Yes.
which is folded into a rectangle like a thing. That was healthier.
Yes.
But there's a lot of misnomers. No, now today it is not.
Nowadays, there are so many organic things like bamboo pads. Again, nowadays,
We'll come to the pads. Why do you say that cloth was healthier?
For this one, they use some gel. They are carcinogenic actually.
Okay.
And second thing is that increases the heat and leading to rashes.
So would you, if you were to put a rule, would you go back to cloth only?
Of course. Nowadays, the cloth has come.
But it comes with stitched, the ends are stitched,
Yeah.
which doesn't serve the purpose. Again, it goes and stuck.
There are so many other things also, like, bamboo pads. They're actually good.
Okay. This tampons is something which athletes and swimmers use.
Yes. See, people say, according to Ayurveda also, we should allow blood to flow. Yeah, not to stagnate.
Okay. Okay. No, but here in
When it
at
comes
least
to a menstrual cup and all, it gets accumulated there. We should allow vata to go down.
so the cup, which was like with the friction, it's a hydraulic kind of a thing, goes and gets into your vagina and it just closes everything. So it is not recommended.
Usually it is not. But when it comes to a comfort zone, of course, people
See,
say
that
yes.
is where we are all always taking a wrong decision. Now, what is
See,
it?
what happens, some of the things are controversial.
Convenience, if you ask me,
Yes.
I would say, can I have my uterus 3 days kept outside? So everything, convenience wise. So that way, that's not right. It's not possible and it is not right. Similarly, using the tampons, which is inserted, or the cups, which is again inserted, is it safe? Is it a long term? Will it have any
Of
impact?
course, long-term impact will be more because you are blocking the vata there.
Okay.
The normal natural movement of the vata is downward.
It is like literally hydraulic pressure putting it. The vata is trying to go up and it's confused there. So long term, the cups will have a challenge, or tampons also. So pads are comparatively better. And in that also,
See, maximum you get rashes in the sides. That's it.
yeah, in the pads. Yes. Beyond that, at least there is not an issue.
So here I have seen some of the patients with the cups, menstrual cup, that infection, because where they insert,
And
it got
cleanliness also. No, every time it should be sterilized. Okay.
and the people who are using menstrual cup, they also know how to insert.
Yeah, they should know that. That's a skill that tampons and both these things it has to be. But for convenience sake, today many are going towards that. Will they?
But see, of course, some people are using it, some people are using pads. I mean, we can't say it is maximum people.
Okay, yeah, there are both. That is why this is a great community. And
Because the same question is asked to me by many of my patients.
Is it good or not? What is your one-line answer?
I usually ask them to use cotton clothes or pads only.
Okay.
Because they are worried about the disposal if they are traveling.
Yes.
Where to dispose these, that, everything.
So for that, even for that, you don't recommend cups and tampons. Today, there are some the entire underwear. They just wear that underwear and everything is sorted.
And that contains cotton clothes only, right?
Yeah, synthetics again. So still that will have its own impact.
Of course, compared to cups, I think that period panty is better.
But the entire
it's just like a pad only, right?
Yeah. But the entire innerwear becomes that. So that's comparatively okay. If it is cotton, all the more it is better. Okay. What are the other hygiene that you need to maintain during these 3 days?
See, one is the frequent wash of the private area, vaginal area. It's better to wash frequently.
Okay.
See, many a times I have seen patients with the clots sticking on, dried clots.
On their private parts?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
It's better to wash frequently.
Okay.
And if you're doing sitting work, better to change the pad frequently.
So, changing the pad, is it like every 4 hours I have to change? What is there anything? Because there is excessive bleeding, there is leakages. That's what these napkins are also 8-hour protection, 12-hour protection.
No, better to change 4-5 hours.
Whether you, even if you have not.
Otherwise, it leads to rashes.
Okay. And infections also? Okay, so it's better 4 hours is the ideal time. Whether you have used it or not, whether it is better to change the thing. The stain is something. Should ideally, when you said it is a good, pure blood, will it stain or not stain?
No.
It will go off? Even in a white cloth?
Yes. See, if you're washing it properly, it goes away. Because, when we were very young, in my home, everyone was using clothes only.
Right.
That too, white color clothes.
Wow.
And I have seen my mother washing it properly and there were no stains.
It would still be a white cloth?
Yes.
So, healthy period, this is also one more point we should know.
They used to soak it in hot water, then wash it off.
And kind of, in those days, what was this antiseptic, kind of a thing?
Nothing sun-dried, that's it.
Sundry that did all the
Yes.
Today we put lot of antiseptic lotion, liquids, so that it is clean and it is germ free and other thing. Yeah, but sun was the best thing that. Okay, this is a very.
Then the ventilation was also very good, right?
Today we don't have a place to dry the cloth, no?
Yes. So we have to stimulate the improve the fertile rate of the uterus.
Of the uterus. Yeah. Okay.
So we give uterine tonic and for the ovary health, for the hormonal changes.
So anybody who walks in different prakritis, different people, different lifestyle, different everything, different environment. Even if the lifestyle is the same, the environment is different, it impacts. 50%, yes, food, workout, physical workout, mental attitude. These are basic three, mind, body, soul. That is what it is. So this is something which is in the patient's control or the child or the mother's control. The rest of the thing, is it common? Because Ayurveda means...
That's what. See, Kapha Prakriti people, the medicine changes. Pitta Prakriti, it changes. Vata Prakriti, it changes. See, it does not mean that the people who are obese, they only have PCOS. No. If you are a Kapha Prakriti person, you are by birth plumpier side. It is your body constitution. It is not unhealthy.
Okay. Okay. How do you differentiate? I'm an obese or I'm bi-constituent?
I'm specialized in Nadi Pariksha.
Okay.
So I usually hold their pulse and understand what their Prakriti is.
And this Nadi Pariksha is always done only empty stomach, is it?
Usually it is done on empty stomach. But because of my experience, the moment I hold their pulse, I can understand this is what.
So can we do one thing? Can you please check mine and see what it is?
Obviously not now, because you are supposed to be relaxed.
I am. No, I just want, this is will be good for the audience also. Yeah.
Relax. See, it's not a single Prakriti. It is the combination of both Pitta and Vata.
Okay.
Okay. The Kapha is very less there, but Pitta and Vata. Pitta is little bit more compared to Vata.
Okay.
Okay. I'm just mentioning about
Yeah. Yes.
Many things I don't want to mention.
Okay. Yeah, not at least in front of the camera. But then I just wanted to know what this tells about my uterus.
Yeah, see, because you have Pitta and Vata. So Vata may aggravate.
I'm taking this, my uterus health so public. But then this is for general information that Nadi can give information about our uterus health. Today we are talking about lot of scanners and those days it was this that gave the health of the entire organs. And she is able to tell how my uterus is in just one touch. Yeah.
Yeah, of course. See, because you don't have Kapha Prakriti, it is not an easy menopause. Okay. There is Vata. Vata may go abnormal and lead to DUB, dysfunctional uterine bleeding. Dysfunctional uterine bleeding means it may be spotting kind of thing for a long time and then start the flow, or it may be sudden flow and then it slowly stops. Okay. Or else short cycles, like within 20 days you may get your cycle.
So much information with it.
Yeah, of course. See, on empty stomach, it's 100% accurate.
Best. Okay.
And now it is afternoon, right?
Yes. And lot of emotions and lot of commotions also. Okay. So when you do this for a child also, you get to know their entire uterus health.
Yes.
And these today all these tests and the scans and all these things just validate your thought. Gut.
Even if whether I want it or not, the
parents need it.
Yes.
So whatever
they'll
you
just
have
cross-check whether whatever I have said it right or not.
With this Nadi Pariksha, can you also identify if I've had children, if I had all, is this possible?
Yes.
Okay.
Everything is possible. It is just experience because you are feeling your pulse.
Yeah, actually, these were the days, no, in movies also. If a woman faints and you just hold the thing, yeah, she's pregnant, then congratulations. This is what used to happen. And this tells everything, whether you're pregnant, you're normal, and all these things. Another taboo subject I would hesitant to take, but still would like to touch upon that topic. Abortions. Does it impact the uterus health?
Yes, of course.
Okay. Okay.
It's like, your strength of the uterus starts coming down, right?
Okay.
If it is a miscarriage, it's different.
Natural miscarriage, it's
Mm.
different.
But MTP, a medical termination of pregnancy, or taking pills, especially I pill, is very dangerous.
That was my next question. So it is, IPL has become an OTC. Over the counter, people
It's
can
like,
buy it.
scraping out the things. You're scraping out.
What happens when I have the tablet?
It's hormonal pill.
Okay.
It will not allow the conception material to implant.
Okay.
You just send it out.
And how does that impact my uterus?
There's a hormonal imbalance.
Okay. So it is.
And it is it's just like scraping out. Forcefully you're scraping out the things. It may you may scrape out your natural protective layer of the uterus also.
Will this impact the
It may
later
lead to
fertility?
infertility, yes. Infertility, irregular periods, dysfunctional uterine bleeding, mood changes.
Okay. And might be a trigger for if the child didn't have
Especially,
PCOS.
OCPs, oral contraceptive pills, may lead to systemic diseases also, like diabetes, heart-related issues.
How this lifestyle in the mid-aged from 30, let's assume that the woman had a child and other thing, but because of lifestyle, diabetes and blood pressure, hypertension, all these things happens, and then how is that impacting the periods
Yeah, of course, your strength will come down, right?
of the uterus? So a diabetic person must be much more.
See, PCOD people are more prone to get diabetes because of the insulin resistance.
Ulta. Okay. Oh, that will lead somewhere
So
there.
there is usually in allopathic, PCOD it's very few treatment line of treatment. They usually advise you to go for change your lifestyle, and or else they'll give OCPs, and they usually add metformin.
How are they giving that OCPs and then that will it is.
See, we can't blame them. It is their system.
Okay.
They have some set of medicines and they follow it.
Okay.
It's their system.
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah, we don't have
blaming
to
them
comment.
is not a solution.
That is not the intent also, because we would be having conversation with allopathic
It is their
gynecologists and
Yeah.
obstetricians also. So it's just to know the system. So OCPs, if they have all those
It
things,
is like, you are, it's a biological clock. You give them medicines for 3 months, so that continuous 3 months you get your regular periods. Automatically biological clock sets in and you get your periods.
Okay. Act as if you're okay. That is kind of a
I think
principle.
they have their own concepts.
Okay.
They explain it in their own way, like progesterone pills, estrogen pills, everything.
Do people take that treatment also, allopathic treatment also, and then come to you for?
Yes.
So
And
does
many
it
people
work
take
together?
both the treatments together.
And is that effective?
Of course.
It is effective. So people can. It's not
See,
necessary.
nowadays, it is a holistic system.
Right.
Like, we follow all the systems together.
No, but can the child have all those pills, whatever is
See,
prescribed?
still
And
the
also-
Indian mentality is like, Indian parents, they don't want to give hormonal pills to their children.
Correct.
Even though any gynecologist advise, like, you can give them, no issues, no, they don't prefer. Even if they don't come to Ayurveda, they give some like ellu,
Yes.
sesame seeds, papaya, etc. things. So that
Actually, that's an interesting thing. So yeah, when you take the black sesame, the yellow, the blood flow increases.
Yes, because it is Artava Janaka. It increases induces periods.
And in my experience also, if you want to delay 1 or 2 days, I have some festival or some function, or I have somewhere to go and I don't want this inconvenient, then we eat that dal, that pottukadala in Tamil we say, urugadle.
It's coolant, no?
So it delays. At least 1 day you can manage. 3-4 days.
They're vasoconstrictors.
So it actually works. It actually works. So we didn't need those pills to postpone. What is the impact of postponing if I have to go somewhere or I have,
Actually, it is not good.
it's not.
You're altering your cycle forcefully.
Obviously, anything you mess with the nature, it's going to have its own side effect.
Yes.
So you should know the consequence. Blindly, you should not have those pills. And specifically, women, middle age, I have to go to a temple tomorrow. I don't want that inconvenience. Not spiritually. That is a different
See, I have
topic.
seen patients who take continuously, especially, the people who are Brahmin, traditional Brahmin families. They take continuously, especially when the Shravana starts, festival season starts.
They take it regularly.
Almost every month they postpone it. And because of that, they get their menopause before 40 itself.
What happens if I have finished my reproductive, I want to have child, I had it, and then why do I need my uterus? Why can't I just get rid
In the beginning itself, I told you it is the second heart.
Yes. So my health will go for a huge toss.
Of course, you might have seen, just start checking the people.
They
people
they become old. Basically, they become old. They look old at least.
Mhm. Their knees start speaking, their heart starts speaking.
Okay, so you need it to go on and on. till it
Calcium
can-
absorption takes place in the presence of estrogen.
Okay, so you need your periods.
Osteoporosis is very common post-menopause. Brittle bones.
Brittle bones, and during menopause also.
Of course.
That's because it starts showing that you are entered into that phase. Is there a way for normal people to have an easy menopause?
Of course.
What should they do?
It's purely lifestyle.
Again, the three major pillars. Wow. Okay. And this is a different question, but I'm not sure. You have worked with Sinu Joseph with the book Ritu Vidya. So there are in her book, and also there are a lot of content right now available that in Guwahati, Assam, Kamakya temple. If you go there, there are a lot of these menstrual health challenges that are healed.
Yes. Because the goddess worship there is especially meant for that only.
That energy vibration is like that.
Yes.
At that time, you don't need any of these aushadas, any of these things, but it gets healed. This one, I would be really happy to
See,
have.
there are so many things, not only like that, because it is meant for menstrual problems. There, where you go and your problems will be solved. There is one temple near to my house. It is especially meant for asthma. People go there and get rid of the asthma.
Yeah, she has.
It is the vibe, positive vibe, or a type of vibe which heals your uterus.
Actually, Sinu Joseph in her book very beautifully explains how every temple is built in certain energy level, so that you go there, you get it healed. It's not like go to that temple, this will be okay. There are certain.
See, the energy which is there in the Kamakya, or there are so many other temples, also, which concentrates on your Swadhisthana and the Mooladhara chakra.
Swadhisthana and Mooladhara.
Because those two chakras are very important for the uterus and the menstrual functioning.
Okay. If these are blocked and if these are not functioning to its right potential.
It is the energy level. Like, people take chemotherapy, radiation. Nobody knows how it goes, enters. It's just imagination. Like one rays goes in. Like that, the vibes. They are the positive vibes. It just goes in and clears the blocks.
That's interesting. I think actually we've covered.
And it is not only in India. India, we talk about temples, this, that, everything. In Western countries, they talk about the aura, metaphysical changes.
Today, they are much more aware of the chakra alignment and the kundalini and the aura, the energy they are exuberating out. All these things. That's an interesting thing. In how is a menstrual cycle and health for international women? From women from other cold countries or very warm countries like
according
Africa?
to their, that is what I'm telling you. Place, sthana is very important. Where you are staying, according to the place, the routine, food habits, everything changes.
So in a cold country, for them,
because they are born there.
They are born there. So in a cold country like a Norway, if a woman would be bleeding lesser,
it is natural.
For them, it is not necessarily it is a 3-day thing. It might be just a 1 day
Yeah,
or
it's
it's day.
natural, yes.
It is natural. But in a very tropical, very, very hot places like Africa, there the bleeding might be
Yeah, see,
for a
some,
long time.
and their food habit also matters.
The genetics, so many things, so
Everything
much of
matters, yes.
wonderful. Kind of we've covered almost widely about the menstrual health, though we didn't dive in.
Yeah, I see. I want to add one new
Yeah,
thing
yeah.
about the entering into temple.
Yes, please. Yes, yes.
So,
The-
of course, the temple vibe, because you are talking about the Kamakya vibe. Because when we are menstruating, obviously our energy levels and withstanding capacity is low, is it not?
Yes.
And what happens when we enter into a temple where the energy level is very high? We are not able to withstand it. We may fall sick, or the bleeding may increase, or it may impact uterus. And that is the reason it is advised, take rest. Don't enter into temples.
Don't mess it again. Your entire Muladhara and Swadhisthana is trying to push it down, whereas going into that high energy vibe is trying to push it up.
Yes.
So going into the
See, I have seen, during the Navaratri, we chant many things, or I teach many these things.
Okay.
I usually take class on the meaning of the Lalita Sahasranama.
Okay.
So what happens, many people, they are not able to withstand the effect of the Lalita Sahasranama and they fall sick, they are not able to continue.
High vibe, it's like a
Yes.
working it together. When you're really in a low vibe and suddenly the thing, it
Yes.
has that jerk. Till you get used to, slowly you move your frequency to the higher vibe. You have certain challenges. Once you withstand those challenges, then you're there. Okay.
Even the Kundalini classes, when we are taking, when they are not able to withstand the energy at Mooladhara, they continuously get loose motion and their chanting stops.
I'm just curious again. How does this Kundali awakening or raising it to better levels impact a woman's health?
Nothing like that. See, of course, it is not only women or men.
No, specifically for women, will it do good?
Yes, it also, does good things only.
Will it help people who are struggling with
See, Kundalini
PCOS?
awakening is not that easy.
It's okay. It's not easy.
It is not easy.
I thought it's turning on the switch. No.
No.
Okay. How long does it
See, the energy is here. It is coming down.
take?
And we are turning it back.
Correct. Okay.
I don't know how other people teach about Kundalini awakening, because I have learned through Hindu system, Vedic system. We believe in Shiva Shakti union.
Okay.
Shiva is here and Shakti is down, and we are bringing the Shakti up.
Yeah.
It is
That
not
is
that
where
easy.
they unite, and that's where all the beautiful experiences come.
Yes, it is not that easy.
Oh, how long?
You
does
should
it
know
take?
how to control your breath outside. Bahir Kumbhaka is more important. Are you able to hold your breath for a minute? Outside, not in.
Exhaled, empty position.
Yes.
Ah.
It is so suffocating.
Definitely. It is like you're not with any.
The concept is we should know how to hold our prana out, and still we are alive.
How long do you take to?
It depends on person to person, because it is a
It's an individualistic.
practice. So breathing techniques.
Okay. And my question was like, if a person comes and does all these things, will it help a person who's struggling PCOS or infertility?
Of course, but lifestyle is also important.
Yeah. Considering.
If you're coming to learn Kundalini, right, you have to change so many of your lifestyles. There are diet restrictions. There are so many things.
Usually it takes 15 days or.
Not 15 days. It takes months together. It's not
Well-
that easy. Kundalini awakening is the toughest thing.
Okay. And in your practice, on your experience, what's the shortest?
See, there is one guy. He's just 26-year-old guy. He started in 2020. Still, he has not reached his Manipura chakra.
How do you know they have reached different space?
No, there are, because I follow the Vedic things, we have set of bija mantras that they have to chant.
So many times.
Yes.
And
and they are not able to, because in between they are not able to withstand the vibes, energy. They drop it off. Then again, you have to start from the beginning.
Interesting. This conversation, I think, kind of wrapped with the Kundalini.
Everything, you know, that's what. See, Ayurveda is nothing but we are treating body, mind, and soul.
So, yes. What should be your parting message or request to these young mothers, young children, or
See,
women in.
Because I am a female.
Yes.
Being female is a beautiful thing.
Okay.
It's better to maintain our uterus. And see, because our body structure is like this, we will never be equal to male. And vice versa. Male cannot be equal to female.
Yeah, we are two unique,
yes,
beautiful entities.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it is better to maintain our feminine energy.
Okay. Okay.
Right. See, feminine energy can do wonders. Carrying a baby for 9 months and bringing the child.
Life, yeah.
I think you know better. It is not that easy. It requires lots and lots of patience, time, everything.
True, true. Yes. So we should respect and love our femininity,
Yes.
and have that grace. And probably I would love to also say
I mean, I always say that because, see, I'm born as a female. It's a blessing.
it's a blessing. Totally. I totally get that. It's definitely a beautiful thing to be a woman. It is such a, I would say, we've been blessed extra to be a woman.
Yes.
No, not like a normal blessing, extra blessing for you to be the Shakti who can create. We get a seed and we create a life. That's beautiful, definitely. And I think in terms of the menstrual health, we should start accepting and understanding the basics. And then,
of course, we are not supposed to misuse.
Yeah. Today there are good, beautiful education that's happening towards menstrual health, but bits and pieces is what is going inside. We're not able to connect the dots. Like this 3, if it is right, from the childhood itself, if you're physically active, your menarche will be right. And if that 3 days, if you're following the basic 3 lifestyle, the thing, then every month your periods will be good. And if that is okay, then your fertility will be right.
Yes.
And then you
see, you can bring a healthy baby out.
That's the intent, no? That is the intent. Healthy baby is all
because nowadays I have seen, I mean, many unhealthy babies. You might have seen special children, special schools are increasing.
Is it because the woman who's carrying it is also having...
See, many a times it's artificial pregnancies. And late pregnancies.
Pregnancy is one topic which we definitely need to discuss in detail. That's why I didn't want to touch anything on pregnancy, because pregnancy itself comes with its own thing.
Yeah,
infertility.
it's a different topic.
Huge. And Bhanantana, which is like the postnatal care, is such a beautiful concept which we were following for nearly sometimes 6 months and 9 months today, which is dropped into 11 days. That's all the postnatal. Yeah, that's a large oceanic topic to discuss. But I'm so glad about the clarity that menstrual health can be good only if the lifestyle is right.
Yes.
And you can't have a pill to make... like a magic pill which will cure all your PCOS or pelvic challenges or anything.
PCOS is purely a lifestyle choice.
So there is no shortcut.
No.
That's a very nice way of her telling that no. Beautiful. Thank you so much, Dr. Ramya. Thank you so much. I really appreciate your time, and thanks for all the wisdom and the experiences that you shared. It means a lot. I'm sure even if few people get the crux of our conversation, some children will be healthy, and we are good for that. Thank you so much.
Welcome.
And that's a wrap for today's The Life Grids conversation. So yes, please, we really need you to press the like button, subscribe button, and the share button. It really means a lot for us. We enjoy doing this. We are really happy doing all these things. But please comment how this episode was and what we can improvise. We definitely wanted to do better with every episode. So, yeah, there are fun bloopers and behind the scenes on the Instagram. So visit us there too. See you soon with another free flow casual conversation with a lot of good insights. Till then, take care. Let's explore every moment of life.